Ave Maria, everyone. Welcome back to the Roman Martyrology. This is July 30th. Saint Peter Chrysologus, Bishop of Ravenna and Doctor of the Church, who, bearing the name of the Blessed Apostle, carried out the same ministry with such skill as to attract crowds to the faith with the net of his celestial doctrine, satisfying them with sweetness of his divine speech. His transitus took place on July 31st at Imola in Romagna. At Rome, in the cemetery of Ponthieu on Via Portuense, Saints Abdon and Senin, martyrs. At Caesarea in Cappadocia, in present-day Turkey, Saint Julita, martyr, burned at the stake for having firmly rejected the judge's order to offer incense to idols. At Tabourba, in present-day Tunisia, Saints Massima, Donatilla, and Seconda, virgins and martyrs, of whom the first two, during the persecution of Emperor Diocletian, fearlessly rejected the Caesar's order to sacrifice to idols, and, by sentence of the proconsul Anulinus, were first exposed to wild beasts, together with the little Secunda, and then slaughtered with the sword. At Auxerre in Gallia Lugdunensis, France, Saint Or, bishop. At Gistel in Flanders, in the territory of present-day Belgium, Saint Godelieve, martyr, who, married to the lord of the place, suffered greatly from her husband and her mother-in-law, before ending up strangled by two servants. At Calaruega in Castile in Spain, commemoration of Blessed Mano Guzman, priest, who was the brother of Saint Dominic, his collaborator in spreading the order of preachers and a wise advisor to the nuns. At London in England, Blesseds Edward Powell, Richard Featherstone, and Thomas Abel, priests and martyrs, who, as doctors in sacred theology, opposed the divorce requested by King Henry VIII and tenaciously persevered in fidelity to the Roman pontiff. Therefore, after being taken prisoner to the tower of the city, they were hung on the gallows at Smithfield. At the village of Daying, near Zhuaquang in Hebei province in China, Saint Josephus Yuan Gengyin, martyr, who, as a seller in local markets, was killed for the name of Christ during the persecution of the Boxers. At Calafel, near Tarragona, on the Spanish coast, Blessed Martyrs Pablo Carrez Diaz de Cherio, priest, and 14 companions of the Order of St. John of God, who, captured during the persecution against the religious, deserved the most blessed crown of martyrdom by forgiving their enemies. At the town of Castelleras, near Teruel, also in Spain, Blessed Martyrs Jose Maria Moro San Miguel, priest, Joaquin Prats Baltueña, religious, of the Order of Preachers, and Zosimo Izquierdo Gil, priest, who obtained the glorious prize for Christ during the same persecution against the faith. At Barcelona, also in Spain, Blessed Sergio Cid Pazo, priest of the Salesian Society and martyr, who, also in the same persecution, died for his courageous testimony of faith. At Padua, St. Leopold Mandic, priest of the Order of Friars Minor Capuchin, who burned with zeal for Christian unity and dedicated his whole life to the ministry of reconciliation. At Guadalajara in Mexico, Blessed Maria Vicenta de Santa Dorotea Chavez Orozco, virgin, who founded the Institute of the Servants of the Poor and, trusting only in the help of God and Providence, gave testimony of humanity and concern for the afflicted and the poor. At the same place, Saint Maria de Jesus Sacramentado Venegas de la Torre, Virgin, who for 44 years dedicated herself to the care of the sick in a small hospital for the poor, in which she founded the Congregation of the Daughters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Ave Maria.